There's a powerful truth about attraction that most men never discover, and it quietly costs them connection, attention, and emotional impact. It's not about flashing money. It's not about listing achievements. It's not even about being the funniest, most confident, or most charming guy in the room. The real secret? The thing that instantly separates unforgettable men from forgettable ones is the ability to make a woman feel deeply seen, not just casually noticed. And that changes everything. Before we go deeper, quick question. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. I want to see how global this community really is. Now let me ask you something real. When was the last time someone truly understood you, not just listened to respond, not just looked at you, but actually saw something deeper beneath the surface? And if you're a man listening to this, have you ever done everything right, said the right things, showed interest, stayed respectful, and still ended up being completely forgettable? Meanwhile, you see other men barely trying, yet somehow leaving a lasting emotional imprint. That gap, that confusion, that silent frustration, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. Welcome to Love, Lies, and Reality, where we don't recycle surface-level dating advice or empty cliches. Here, we uncover the psychology of attraction, emotional connection, and the hidden patterns that shape how people feel, even when they can't explain it. Because attraction isn't random. It's not luck. And it's definitely not just about looks or status. It's about emotional experience. It's about how someone feels when they're around you. Let me paint a picture. You've probably had conversations that went fine. You said the right things, maybe even laughed a little, and yet hours later, you can't even remember the person. Now compare that to a conversation that stayed with you, the kind that replays in your mind late at night, where you think, there was something different about them. That difference is not accidental. It's psychological. And once you understand it, your entire approach to connection will transform. Here's the reality most people ignore. Women are constantly being observed, complimented, noticed for how they look, but rarely truly understood. And that's where you step in. That rare moment when she pauses and says, "Wow, no one's ever asked me that before." That's where attraction begins. That's where emotional curiosity is born. That's where you quietly stand out without trying to impress. Because attraction works on two levels. The physical level, fast, visual, surface level. And the psychological level, slow, deep, and powerful. Physical gets attention. Psychological creates attachment. Most men try to impress. But what if the real goal isn't to impress her? What if the real goal is to understand her? What if instead of talking more, you stood out by asking better? Because the right question doesn't just start a conversation, it opens a door, and when she feels emotionally safe and mentally engaged, in maturity, akshi, and she, you become a feeling she remembers. Now I'm going to give you 7 powerful psychology-based questions in the But understand this clearly. These are not tricks. They are invitations. Use them with genuine curiosity, and you'll create a level of connection most men never reach. And say, you mean answer 1. What's something you believed 5 years ago that you don't believe anymore? This question unlocks her evolution, her growth, her past. And when she answers, don't interrupt. Just listen. And so, Easter 2. When do you feel most like yourself? Not what she does, but who she is. You're discovering her authentic state. And rocking, see, in knocking. If nothing was stopping you, what would you be doing right now? This gives her something rare, freedom, space to dream without limits. And see, what kind of connection do you think you actually deserve? This reveals her self-worth, her standards, her emotional blueprint. What's something you wish people understood about you, but they usually don't? This creates instant emotional intimacy because everyone has a part of themselves that feels unseen. If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be? Now you're seeing her story, her lessons, her depth. Sitsansiu, wakiman rars. What does freedom mean to you? This uncovers her values, her desires, her inner world. But here's the truth most people miss. None of these questions work without presence, because she's not just responding to what you ask. She's responding to how safe she feels with you. Attraction isn't built through noise. It's built through presence, through pauses, through eye contact, through listening without waiting to speak. And here's something powerful. Silence, when used intentionally, isn't awkward. It creates space. And in that space, people reveal who they really are. Think about the best conversations you've ever had. They weren't loud or chaotic. They were calm, grounded, real. That's where connection lives. And when a woman opens up to you, your response matters more than your question. Don't try to impress. Don't try to fix. Don't shift the focus back to yourself. Instead, reflect, validate, understand. Sometimes the most powerful response is simple. That sounds like it really shaped you. I can tell that meant something to you, because being understood is rare. And when you become the person who offers that, you naturally stand out. But let me challenge you. Are you actually ready for this level of connection? Because depth requires patience, emotional responsibility, and the ability to handle what people reveal. Real masculine energy isn't loud. It's calm, grounded, present. Imagine being the man she remembers, not because you impressed her, but because you made her feel something real. That's emotional memory, and that's what lasts. So now I'll ask you again, what kind of presence do you want to be? Forgettable or unforgettable? Because at the end of the day, it's not about saying more. It's about seeing more. If this opened your perspective even a little, drop a comment below and tell me, which question hit you the hardest? And where are you watching from? If you want more deep psychology, real attraction insights, and truth about human connection, make sure you subscribe to Love Lies and Reality. Turn on the notification bell and share this with someone who needs to hear it, because the next conversation you have might change everything